welcome back. I have something that I really want to share with you that is so important to me. I met a woman yesterday, and the last hypnosis I did to this gentleman that I told you about that was full of energy, he knows this woman. And he would talk about this woman, of things that she could read about people, information that she channels, and things that she sees. And something kept telling me, tell him I need to meet her, tell him I need to meet her. And I did. And I didn't want to push the issue, so I said nothing more after he left about it. And he reached out to me like a day or so later, just talking to me about questions that he had. And he said she wanted to meet me. And I said, ooh, great, I'm happy, I'm excited. So we talked for a while. We were going to meet last weekend, but neither one of us were feeling well. Me being the worst of us. It was a very horrible weekend, and I did a video about it. It was horrible. Anyway, we had to postpone. And this week, being my car payment week, I'm really tight on money. So she wanted me to come out to her place, and the more she described it, it sounded like it was pretty far out. Being tight on gas and gas being expensive, and I didn't know if I would be able to go out there and back and be okay rest of the week on gas. I drive a very short distance, so I put very little gas in my car, and I'm thankful for that because I have extra money for food. Or things that I need for the house, like laundry soap and stuff. I told her I'm probably going to have to reschedule till next weekend because that is just my utility and phone bills. That's it. And I have extra. And she said, let's just go out to eat. Do you like this? I don't know if I should say that name of the place. It's a Italian restaurant. And I'm like, yeah. She goes, I would love to buy you dinner. And I'm like, okay. It seems to, the universe is saying, do it, do it. And we met and we fed off of each other. I saw ETs around her. I saw my guides around her as well as my soulmate. I seen, and I don't even know if I told her this because we were talking so much. There was an angel with her, and she confirmed a lot of things. A lot of questions that I needed answered on my part. One being that yes, I am a princess. My mother is queen, and they originate as well as I do from Arctura. I'll learn how to pronounce that one day. She confirmed that that was my mom that appeared before me in the huge headdress. Did a video about it. And that she wanted me to know that she's with me all the time. She's always been with me since I was incarnated here. And tears just came to my eyes, and I got goosebumps everywhere. And she went on to say that how much she loved me, and it really hit home because I've never felt that here. I never felt that from my earth mother. And I told her about who my soul father is, me being hybrid. He's my father. She confirmed that that was true, and that most of all made me happy because it seems to fit. And although it's hard to believe, it really is. But it just made sense. It was like right now I'm getting chills. And for those of you who do not know, when you hear something or you talk of something and you get chills all through your body, that's an indication that your soul is saying this is true. I think she told me how that came about, how I became a hybrid, but I don't remember because I think I was just absorbing the joy feeling that I was feeling. But I have a feeling how it happened. I think that they had took my mother and did it that way. In which way, I don't know. I don't know if they implanted an sperm in her from my father, Oren, which is my guide, as most of you may know. Or she got pregnant by somebody else and they altered the DNA with Oren's. I'm not 100% sure how that worked. I might have to ask her one day. And there were other questions, and I wanted to see how close to the answers that she got. And she was very close. I mean, very close. I had a visit the other night, the night before I met her. And I was going to do a video of that, but I'll tell you what it was. It was a little different. But I woke up and I was laying in an awkward position. I wasn't on my back, but I wasn't on my side. I can't explain it. And both of my arms were pulled up. And kind of like, they weren't paralyzed, but they kind of felt paralyzed. Maybe. But I wasn't going to move it because the feelings and sensations I was feeling, I wanted to absorb them. I had no fear, and I know that they weren't doing anything against my will. Nothing was forced. And my whole body was lightly vibrating, as always, and maybe it's a form of anesthesia they do, I don't know. And then I felt something hard go from my elbow, because I had them up like this, in a roundabout way, I can't remember. But it went from my elbow, which was in the center of my stomach, and then went all the way up, and then it would stop. And it was like a probe searching for something. And then it would go back down. And it felt like, I say probe because it was solid. And you could feel it moving down. I mean, undeniable. I almost said undescribable. Undeniable. That happened a couple times, and they put me to sleep. And I always say they put me to sleep because when things like that are happening, I become very aware and very alert, and then all of a sudden I'm out. I think that they become aware that I'm aware, and they're like, nope. So I asked her, without giving her detail, I said, can you tell me what they were doing last night in my visit? And I told her it was a little different, and I was curious, and I'd like to know. And then she kind of sat, and it's funny because I seen her getting information, and her eyes were darting all around the room, and I know I do the same. I kind of get in a zone, and my eyes go everywhere. And she said, she was kind of like looking like she was in La La Land there for a second. And then she looks at me, and she goes, it was like they were unzipping you. And her face looked questionable. And she said they were like, they're showing me that they started up here and like they unzipped you. And like they opened you up and was looking in you for something, I don't know. And I was like, oh my God, that is so accurate. That must have been what they were doing. That's probably what I felt. The night before, I felt feverish. I started feeling that dull pulling again like last weekend. And I felt horrible. Well, I was getting to feel like I was horrible. I took Tylenol, went to bed. And usually when that happens, I throw a thought out there to my star family and or guides. And I say, I'm not feeling too well, or I've got a migraine, or whatever's going on. And I'll ask them, can you please check it out? Well, they were. So that surprised me. And they also told me she's very accurate. I'm not going to say her name right now because I don't know if she would want that. I want to eventually see if I can interview her on my channel because she's an awesome person. Very loving soul. I mean, I got tingles being around her, and I could feel her energy, and it was a very good flow. And I was so comfortable in it. I felt like I've known her. And she and I maybe agreed that we were in battles together and on each other's ships. It was very pleasant. I enjoyed it. And I needed those confirmations of who I was on both accounts. Since my awakening, I've had so many varieties of extraterrestrials that come and see me. In the back of my head, I'm always like, why so many? I can understand that I'm a hybrid or just plain old starseed, but why so many? Why not just Arcturians come and see me? Because that's who I was and where I originate from. Why Pleiadians? And well, the one Pleiadian that came to me when I wanted to go home really bad, I did a video on it where she grabbed my arm. That was confirmed. That's my Pleiadian hybrid daughter. That was confirmed to me. But anyway, about back on track, me talking about being the princess. And as I said, a gentleman that I trusted told me this. I was like, there's no way I've ever been that important because of the way I feel in this lifetime. There's no way. And he's just like, this is the information they're giving me. And he's an honest and good man. And there was no reason why I should have doubted him. But it was easy. I mean, it was difficult to swallow. Me being a princess. But it does make sense. That's why all of these beings come to me. Well, I want to say why, I don't know. But, you know, even watching movies of royalty, everybody wants to go see royalty. And I'm assuming that's how it works in this time era. Why wouldn't it happen here? I guess. I mean, I'm supposed to be princess of the galactic empire, of all galactic empires. And how that works, I don't know. I don't know. I had this feeling, and I'm going to say right now, I'm not 100% sure that everything I'm saying is accurate. But I want to say that my soulmate, Ezekiel, she confirmed that, he is ranked below me. But I have so much love for him, that doesn't even exist for me. None of it, to anybody, even exists lower ranked than I am. She described it, there's another family member, not a son or brother or anything like that, but he's lower rank. I can't remember. I told her about a couple of my past lives and incarnations or whatever, being with my soulmate on my ship. He was standing beside me and I felt protected by him. A huge protection by him. And I told her about me being an angel. And in both circumstances, I had really light blonde hair that was long, had big ringlets at the bottom, and I had green eyes. Always had green eyes. We had a fascinating conversation. I could just sit here and tell you so much. We spent 3 hours in that, well, almost 4 hours in that restaurant. It was a grand time. So I kind of explained a visit that I had, as well as meeting this lovely person. I'm probably going to end this video here. I'm going to start another one. And I will let you know if she would allow me to interview her on my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well, and I love you. And I'm sending you love, light, and peace. Bye.